This is the final video in the three-part series about posture and headaches. In the first video, I explained about the connection between head posture and headaches, and in the second video, I explained how to self-diagnose if you have the type of head posture that can lead to a headache. In this video, I want to share with you what you can do in order to correct your head posture. I will start with the general things you can do and then continue to more specific exercises. The first thing is simply awareness. Once we become aware that we are holding our head in forward position, we start to naturally bring it back to the correct position whenever we get reminded of it. Now, I want to stress this because many times awareness is stated as a factor without really coming to effect, like an overarching metaphor to something that brings change. But here, I'm talking about something super practical. When I'm typing on my phone or when I'm typing on the computer, I get reminded of this, and then I pull my head back into position. And I can feel that all along my spine. So awareness is key. Then we want to do some exercise every day, over a very long period of time. Just a few minutes a day, repeated every day for a long period of time, will lead to two main things that will help us correct this posture. First, and on the most basic level, it will create more tonus in the muscles of the neck. Our posture is determined by which muscles are carrying more tone and which are more relaxed, one relative to the other. Some muscles will shorten relatively and others will lengthen relatively. And this change in relations will be something that just stays. This is a slow process, that's why it takes time. The second thing is that it creates a habit, a muscle memory, an unconscious habit to pull the head back into the position. Because when we do this, it might feel that the straight position is really weird, but once we get used to it, it will become the new normal for us. These two elements will help us correct our posture, and when our posture will be correct, we will have fewer and more easily manageable headaches. The first exercise we're going to do is assisted chin tucks. A chin tuck is when we pull our chin back, essentially moving our entire head back. The assisted chin tuck is one which simply uses our hand, either making a kind of L shape and then placing it on the chin, or just using fingers and pushing the head back. This will help us get this movement of pulling the head back without lifting the head up, tilting it up, and without tilting it down. So when people do chin tucks, sometimes they bring the chin down, but we want to keep the head level and just have it move along this axis without tilting. So we would do this about 5 to 10 repetitions, 3 to 5 times per day. Then we would continue with unassisted chin tucks, in which we make this movement solely with the muscles of our neck. So I'll be sitting on a chair. It's even better if I sit upright in a way that I am unsupported by the backrest, and then pull my head back and relax. And I can feel everything stretching here, especially along the suboccipital muscles. Pulling back, holding for 2 to 3 seconds, and then relaxing. Pulling back, holding for 2 to 3 seconds, and relaxing. Like this, we would like to do 10 repetitions in each session, and we'd like to do 3 to 5 sessions per day, every day. The next exercise we can do is the same chin tucks, but this time against the wall. The advantage of this is that I have the wall to let me know how far back I need to go. Because when we're sitting in the chair, we might not know when we've reached the correct posture. But with the wall, I can have this feedback. Make sure you're not tilting the head up or tilting the head down, but that you're taking it straight back and forward. Straight back and forward. Now, the basic level of this practice is just moving the head in the same way as we did in the chair. Now, when we're working like this with the wall, we can do it in 3 levels. This would be the first level, the easiest variation. A bit more intense and a bit stronger is to use either a beanbag or a sandbag, which we place on top of our head. What the beanbag does is it gives us more feedback and it has extra weight. The feedback allows us to see if our head is tilted up or down, because if it's tilted a little bit up or a little bit down, we're going to feel that the beanbag is moving. The second thing is that now I feel weight. So when I'm like this in a forward head posture, I can feel the weight, but as I take my head back, it becomes much easier. And then I bring it back forward, and then back, and forward. And every time I move it forward, I start to feel the weight of the beanbag. And as I pull it back, the weight disappears. I feel the stretch, but it's actually much easier. So this would be the second level of the performance of this exercise with added weight, a beanbag or a sandbag. The third level is going to be by using a book. We place the book on top of our head, and now we have another element. We need to keep the balance, because a beanbag is much more stable. It takes the shape of our head, but a book will just slide right off. So now my motion becomes much slower, much more controlled, and I can feel it much more. This also brings much more awareness. Of course, it needs to be a book of weight. So you can see I'm using quite a big and heavy book. It's also small of factor, because if it were like an A4 size book, it would prevent me from reaching the wall. So we would do this for 10 repetitions in each session, and we would like to do 3 to 5 sessions per day. So the fourth and last exercise. In this exercise, we're actually going to tilt the head back as much as we can. Then we're going to shake it a little bit. Then we're going to tuck the chin in, but this time differently. We're going to try to bring the chin down as much as we can. And then we're going to move everything forward until the chin reaches the chest. And then we relax. And then again, tilting the head all the way back, shaking a little bit, tucking the chin in, and then all the way into the chest. And then again, like this, we'd like to do 10 repetitions per session, 3 to 5 sessions per day. This exercise is really going to work on all the muscles here, both on freeing them up and working at the edge of their movement. So that's it. Now you know everything you need to know about the connection between posture and headache to be able to help yourself. You know what is a forward head posture. You know how to diagnose if you have a forward head posture. And if you find that you do have a forward head posture and you have a suspicion that this may be affecting you negatively, either creating headaches or maybe amplifying migraines, then you have the tools to correct this posture and get rid of your headaches and migraines.